This week got this lovely Panamera in. This is going to have a full premium detail, interior detail and ceramic coatings. The light isn't very good here, so I'll probably show you again tomorrow. Absolutely gorgeous car. First time I've had a real good look at one, and I must say that these newer models are lovely. This is the hybrid. It's a 3-litre petrol with electric motors, and apparently it goes quite well. But you're going to see a lot more of this car this week, so I'll see you on the next one. Hi, it's Tuesday morning and we're going to carry on with the interior. The piano black has been polished on the dash and the 2 front door cards, and I'm going to start cleaning the leather. You can see in some places it's gotten quite shiny. You can't see the base, but that's quite dirty. So using this Heaven for Leather still from Angel Wax, and if Angel Wax are watching, great product, triggers awful. So we're going to give it a light spray over the leather. I'm just going to grab a light brush Sorry about that. It's going to agitate it, especially in the stitching areas. As the owner's only just had this car, it's been purchased second hand. You know, it's had somebody else sitting in the car for a period of time, so what we want to aim to do is completely sanitize the interior so that it starts afresh for its new owner. So now it's going to start looking like a horror movie. Some of you have seen me do this before, so here it comes. So we've opened up the pores of the leather, which will help let the dirt out, and now I'm going to take a clean cloth, and while the leather's still warm from the steam, I'm going to go around and just wipe it all off. I don't know if you could see, this was a clean cloth, and that's basically what's just come out. Now some of you might think that it's the dye, but these seats are coated, so they have basically like an acrylic, a flexible acrylic coating over the top of the leather. So basically we're cleaning just the grime that's got into the pores of the sealant. Now you can see now all the shiny bits are gone, and once we've cleaned the seats, I'm going to recondition them. These have gone back to the satin finish that they should be. We'll put some balm on and massage it in, probably by hand, and then once that's had a chance to do what it's got to do, we'll apply some protection cream. But now I know that this is squeaky clean and not carrying any germs or anything from any previous ownership. So I'm going to get on and do the rest of it, and then I'll show you a bit later when they're done. I'll probably show you applying the balm, but I'm going to get the rest of them cleaned first. So I'll see you in a bit. Hi, this is the seat cleaned. Now we're going to clean the carpets. We're going to do pretty much exactly the same process. I'm going to spray the cleaner over the carpet, and then I'm going to steam it, and then I'll extract it with the vacuum and clean it all up. So firstly, I don't want to get the carpet soaking wet, so I'm going to lay a cloth down to catch the residue. See, I've got the added tube light inside the car, which gives us better visibility. Have a look round the shop while I get the G101. This is going to be for the pedals. I'm going to clean the rubber pedals up. Now, give them a good brush out. And this one always gets dirty where the left foot goes. This car's quite clean, so it's not, you know, really bad. Obviously it's been recently purchased and it had been valeted before purchase. Just notice that the brake pedal this is all carbon fibre, not metal. Must be for weight saving. First time I've ever seen a carbon fibre brake pedal though, I have to say. Right, now that the pedals are nice and clean, and they won't stay like that because I've got to drive it, but I'll make sure they're clean before it goes out. Now I'll be looking at doing the carpet, so I'll be back with you in a second when I've got myself ready. These action shots are not easy when you're trying to work and hold the camera. Right, so the carpet's had some light shampoo, and as you've seen, I've just steamed it. It was vacuumed before I started, and you can see it is actually pulled some more dirt up out of the piles. So I'm just going to steam it one more time and then I'll re-vacuum it and see what it looks like. So I'll be back in a bit. Right, the seats have dried off, been wiped down. Now I'm going to apply some of the protection cream. This is from the Furniture Clinic, and buy all our leather products from them. They cater for everything for automobiles and household. So I'm going to apply some of the cream to a clean cloth. Just rub it in a bit, don't want it splodging everywhere, and then literally we're just going to apply it in a circular motion. And always remember, a little bit goes a long way. Don't need to be throwing it on, because by the time this has dried in 10 minutes we'll be wiping the residue off, and obviously if you just lay more on, you're just going to be wiping more residue off. So you don't have to use loads of product. There's only a minuscule amount that stays in the grains of the leather, so don't waste it. So now that's applied to the seat back, I shall do the base and then leave it for 10 minutes, and then we'll buff it off and that'll be done. I can't really get the camera in a position without holding it to show you the base, I don't think. No, perhaps not. But anyway, it's the same process, and we'll be going over this on the other seats, and the carpets will be cleaned as we go around the car. So this is just to give you some idea of the difference between having a valet and having something cleaned correctly, protected correctly, and obviously I would say this is about as sterile as it gets now, so it's nice and clean for the owner, because like it or not, we do leave a lot of body fluids and whatnot around the cars. So now this is nice and clean and protected. So I'm going to get on now, do the other 3 seats and carpets, and then we'll come back with a different job later. Hope you're enjoying watching it. See you soon. Bye. Right, this is the driver's compartment. All clean. I've just been cleaning the passenger side carpet and seat, and noticed that this mark where the seat belt has been rubbing against the leather. And what I'm going to try and do, and this obviously I'm holding the phone to film this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little touch of recolouring balm using a sponge. I'm just going to dab it in, and then I'll let this soak for an hour, and then I'll come and buff it off. If it needs another little dab, it'll get one, but obviously it's wet at the moment, so it does look discoloured, but it will dry off the same colour, and then when it's buffed you shouldn't be able to notice it. That's another one of the little details that we try and take care of as we're going around the car that nobody ever notices, but we know they're there, so we do them. I've just finished the steaming process on this side of the car. You see me yesterday, I polished the piano black door trims and the dash panel, and just working our way around slowly, just making sure all these little details are taken care of. Right, I'm going to get on with it, and I'll see you later. Right, we're just going to have a look around the car now. Little bit of damage, and I'm not sure this will show it up so well, but there's some flattening marks. This is the rear bumper, and as you can see, there's some work been going on the rear bumper, so I need to correct that. The whole car is just completely swirl ridden, just like most black cars. There's a couple of quite nasty scratches in that rear door that need attention, but in general the car's just covered in holograms and wash swirls. The front bumper is probably the worst panel. There's some bird staining to get out, dead fly residue, more there. So there's a bit of work to do on the bumpers, but the panels in general, they're just all swirled. So, and as you know, there's some more etching on the wing there. I'm sure we'll find some more scratches as we go around. You know, we're just walking around with a light at the moment, but there's you can see there's a bad scratch there. But in general, the paint just looks a bit flat. You know, it looks great from 10 foot, but more etching. Just a typical black car, really, you know. If the washing's not done correctly on a black car, it stands out like a sore thumb. So, the next thing is to start polishing. See if we can't get it better than new. There's some bad scratching around there. Like I say, we're bound to find some more. This wheel's been refurbed, but not very well. So that's going back to Porsche now to be done again. That's the reason the car's jacked up. The interior's all finished. Probably best to show you that at a, well, I was going to say at a different time, but I've got the door open now. But that's all looking really nice. The piano black front and rear has had to be polished. The rear one looks like something had been scraped across it, and that was quite bad, but managed to get in with a mini polisher and get it all polished. So the inside's looking good. We can concentrate on the outside now. So tomorrow I'll start polishing it, and you'll be able to see the videos. So I'll see you tomorrow. Just polishing the underside of the front spoiler, and as you can see, a little bit of damage from mounting a curb by the looks of it. So I'm going to touch the worst of it in with a bit of Porsche paint that I have, and now I've finished polishing the front bumper, I'm just going to clean all the air ducts and that in the front grille and get the plastics looking as they should, because as you can see they do sustain a little bit of wear while they're being driven along with all the rubbish hitting the front of the cars. I'm going to finish under here first, tidy this up a bit, not that unless you get run over you wouldn't see it, but I know that the customer mentioned he'd heard it scrape, but the rest of it's polished up well. So I'll get on. Sorry about the picture quality. I'm actually lying on the floor under the car at the moment. Right, let's get this cleaned up. The beauty of working on a lot of Porsches is that we always get left with some touch-ups for them. So I've now cleaned all the plastics and everything. I'm going to go underneath the car now and touching the scratches underneath the spoiler. I know nobody's going to see them, but the customer knows he did it, and he's asked me to have a look, so I might as well just touch them in while I'm there. You know, it's not on show in any shape or form. The beauty of working on a lot of Porsches is that you do end up with some touch-up paints left. So I'm going to go underneath and touch up underneath the spoiler. Nobody's ever going to see it, but you know, we'll do it while we're there. I've cleaned all the plastics on the front and it's all looking nice. So I'm going to touch that in and then move on to the near side of the car. Start getting that done. Finish the front bumper. That's all looking tidy. Look like a scratch. Polish the headlights. Like I say, clean the plastics, cleaned and polished these front lamps. So I'm going to get on with it now. Get underneath, touch these in and move on to this side of the car. See if we can't get this done in the next couple of days. Ready for ceramics. Right then, I'll see you in a bit. I'm on the Porsche Panamera. I've just finished the paintwork and now I'm going to start coating the wheels. I'm using G-Technic C5 wheel armour. Many of you have seen me use this before, but some haven't. And that's the reason I'm going to just show a bit. Now this wheel As you can see, there's lots of crevices that I've got to get into. So I'm only going to show a minute or so of me coating it because it just gets monotonous. So basically we're just going to add a few drops to our applicator, cotton wool, and just a few drops there. A little goes a long way. And I'm going to start at the middle, coat the easy bits, and then I'll start coating the spokes, and then the inner parts of the spokes up to where I've just got to. Should be enough. So literally it's just going to be wipe it on, and as I'm going round, the carrier fluid will be evaporating, leaving the ceramic coating attaching itself to the paint. This wheel's just been refurbished and literally just come back. I've left it a couple of days for the paint to harden, or the powder coating, or I think it's been painted, to be fair. And we're just going to coat. Like I say, there's still plenty on the pad, so I'm going to go around as many of the spokes as I can while there's still fluid to use. We don't want to waste it. Probably going to be able to get the whole wheel. Well, while I'm doing this, the carrier is, like I say, it's evaporating, and the ceramic will be attaching itself to the paintwork, and by the time I've got round all the spokes, it'll be ready for a very light buff. Now, we're not buffing it to try and rub it off. All we're going to be doing is trying to remove the excess residue that's left over. And that's why I say less is more, because you'll just be wasting it, because you're going to wipe most of it off. And there's no need to do that. And yes, I've got round the whole wheel now. Just make sure that the diamond cut rim gets a coat. And basically, I mean, that's the dirt that's come out. A clean wheel, because I cleaned it beforehand. Shows how the dust settled. Got 2 new microfibers, and literally I'm just going to start just wiping the residue off. I'm not putting any pressure at all, literally just letting the cloth wipe off the residue. And that's the wheel done, or it will be when I've finished, but we've got 3 more to do. So I'm just going to go around every wheel and do exactly the same. And the other thing I failed to mention is that while you're wiping the residue, you are spreading it round any parts that you might have missed when you was applying it. This should last easily 12 months. And basically when it comes back for its maintenance washes, it just makes it easier for me to clean. As you can imagine, nobody's going to enjoy cleaning these wheels, and the more you clean them, the more you mark them. So the easier we make it to get the dirt off, the less damage is created to either the powder coating or the painted surfaces, and obviously we're in the game of protecting paintwork, so we don't want to damage anything while we're washing them either. So basically that's how you do it. You know, there's no rocket science involved. All you got to do is make sure that you don't walk away and leave it on, because if it does go off, you're going to have high spots. You imagine if you put a drop of araldite on something and left it, you'd end up with a lump. And ceramics work exactly the same, just on a thinner version. So that's why we make sure that we wipe them, is really to level everything off. As you can see, the wheel's now lovely and shiny, and protected for, I would guess, at least a year. Depends on how many times it gets washed and what it's washed with. You know, pH neutral car shampoo is the way to go, and then you're less likely to be removing any of the products. Right, well, thanks for watching, and I've got another 3 of these to do, so I'll get on and get them done, and then you'll see the vehicle at the end when it's all back together. Thanks for watching, and hope this has been helpful. As we're spending some time making sure the wheels are protected and look nice, we're giving the wheel nuts a coat of gloss black so that they match the wheels better. They was a bit grotty when they came off, so they should look all right. I'll do that on all 4 corners. This is a quick walk around of the Panamera that we've just completed. 3-stage polish, full interior, scratch removal, bit of wet flatting where needed, wheels, calipers polished and ready for its ceramic coating. Well, we're about to coat the Panamera, and we're using the Ultimax Signature Pro ceramic. everything, the paints, the plastics, will all be covered with this. Give it all protection. And it's quite warm today, so this is going to go off, I would imagine, quite fast. So I'm just watching for the evaporation of the carrier fluid, and then the first cloth I'm going to level the coating off. Take the second microfiber and just give it a light buff. Making sure that anywhere I've overlapped, we will clean it off. Now we'll go around that whole car doing exactly the same. Well, here we are, the final video in the series of work on the Panamera, and I've used Ultimax Signature Pro ceramic on the car, and I have to say the gloss is popping. You can see by the film, and it probably doesn't do it the justice that it deserves, but it's a pro detailer only product, and it is a little bit more tricky to do than the normal DIY product. This apparently has a lifespan of 5 years if washed correctly and looked after. Well, I have to say that I'm quite pleasantly surprised by the ceramic coating. As you know, I normally would use G-Technic, but as I've been approached and asked if I would try it, I thought I'd give it a go, and I'm not disappointed. It's probably going to be a product that I will use again. Also, the Nano Max that I used on my son's bike was amazing, and that gives a year of durability. But I'm sure the owner of this car will be amazed at the finish. I've got to give myself some credit, you know, that the polishing side of it, you know, to create the finish, but it's certainly popping, and like I say, I will use the product again without any doubt.
Can you do the van after shit? Inside that? repair that Porsche as well. Did it?